Back out in the lakes, but today it's going to be something slightly different. No foul walking today. I'm going to do something which anyone who knows me knows I'm quite keen on Keswick and Derwent Water. So I'm going to take you on a walk around Derwent Water, which is about just over 10 miles. I've probably done this about, right now I've done this about 42 times. I think this will be my 43rd time if I complete it today. Well, when we complete it today. Normally takes about 4 hours, but often there's a couple of places I stop at. So, come along with us. Weather's good. There's a few people about because it's the Easter weekend. Right, what I thought to mention is that I normally park in the football car park just outside Keswick, and I walk into Keswick and I come down to the front, you know, where to catch all the boats. So I'm hoping today that we can, because we haven't had a lot of rain over the last month or so. It's been wet the last couple of days, but over the last month or so it's been quite dry. Very dry for Lake District, so I'm hoping we'll be able to walk along most of the shore. This little outcrop is not always available to come to, given shoreline's normally a lot higher. Whoop. Well, you can actually see, if you follow my videos, the last video I put up was Causey Pike, which is just over there, directly opposite where that boat is, the Burkett up rolling end just there. That was a lovely walk, that was. Steep, not Causey Pike, but enjoyable. Right, so this is Briar's Crag, probably one of the most famous viewpoints on Derwent Water. See how low the water is. You can just see where that flag, yellow flag is. You don't often see the land rock below. So this is another famous landmark. John Ruskin. Right, a little further around, we're at a part of the walk where this bay is called, believe it or not, Strand Shag Bay. And straight ahead of us, that's called Lord's Island. I think we'll be doing okay today. I think we're going to walk most of the shore path around. Well, certainly on the left-hand side. On the right, there's a defined path that goes through the woods over there. I'm not sure how long these walking boards have been here, but I've probably been coming to Keswick, or the Lake District, over 10 years now. They've been here ever since then. We're now at part of the walk was on the Earth's map is named Stable Hills. And so here you can actually start to see some of the fells we've completed in the past. If I just spin you around, well actually, let me just turn you around here and be easier. See just up there is Waller Crag. I've actually been up there once and someone's actually getting married up there. Full wedding dress. Party of about 20. What a great place to get married. Although the day it was, that was a horrible day. Cold and sleet, poor buggers. And right over there is Surprise View. Highly recommended places to visit, Surprise View. As long as you've got a head for heights. So this is another one of my favourite stops as I walk around Derwent Water. Again, you can't always get here because the tide or the water's quite high, but today it's out long distance. Don't you just love to hear that sound of the water rolling up against the shore? I hope this is not too boring content. It may be for some people. No doubt we'll be back out on the fells on the next view. I thought I'd do something different today. Actually looking for a spot where I can have a coffee. Well, it's not a bad stop to have lunch. We're just coming up to Calf Close Bay, which is just over there. Lovely. And of course, if you walk around Derwent Water, you have to first go to Greg's. So, I bought myself a nice cream cake today. It's going to be a bit messy. I think it's called a Valerian ice bun. God, looks nice. And it is lovely. These boats must make a good living. But they don't run all year round. I think they're running late March, early April till about September time. Right, as this part of the walk, you can actually see the whole path we're going to take. So we're going to follow this shoreline all the way around, past where that tent is, all the way up to Chinese Bridge. Probably have a pint in the Marymount Hotel. Past Cat Bells, past Castle Crag, the little top right in your distance. And come on the right hand side of the shoreline, below Maiden Moor, Cat Bells. Right, this is Another famous landmark on the Derwent Water loop as such. And this is what's called the Millennium Stone. It's been here a while, obviously since 2000. Normally it's submerged underwater, but again, this will tell you how low the water is today. So we're now walking along Calf Close Bay, and the Millennium Stone was just back over there, and we had some lunch just there. Right, we're coming up to a part in the walk where you can see Falcon Crag just up here. Probably a good place for rock climbers, but not for a wimp like me. This is a part of the walk where normally you have to make your way up here because the shoreline is normally impossible to pass due to water, but it looks like today we can actually walk past it, so let's give it a go. Probably can't see it in this camera. I know you can't see it in this camera. Cat bowls, with my eyes, there's probably, I can see about 30 people up there. I do like cat bowls. Wayne won't mention in his book that's a walk that 70-year-olds can do. I'm sure they can, I'm sure they do. We often do. But there is some little scrambly bits. I do enjoy that. I've probably done that one about 5 times. I've even done it twice on the round Derwent Water. I call it the greater Derwent Water round. As Dave Austell would say. If you want a good channel to watch, there's a couple. One is Dave Austell Motorman. The other one is Dave Glenhurt, the Hiking Viking. And of course, where it all started, Fat Boys on Tour. Well, I don't think these trees were laying down the last time I came round. So this must be quite a recent phenomenon. These trees fallen. Yeah, I think it is. Obviously, if you can't get down here, you can walk along that path there. Oh, bloody hell. She'd be a limbo dancer to get on this lot. It's getting too old. This is one of many jetties on Derwent Water where the boats come in, pick people up, drop people off. This particular jetty has been replaced a number of times. I think at least since I've been up here twice. So just over there is what's called known as Barrow Bay. Right, this section of the walk. This is relatively new. This section here. Probably only been here a year, 18 months. You can continue along the shoreline, but why do that when you can walk along a nice easy path? Yeah, up until recently, obviously this little bridge section wasn't here, and we'd often have to walk across there with the water much higher than it is at the moment. So this is much better.
My heart, it wanders through the night, searching for the starlight, searching for the starlight. Ooh, will I find my way back home? Will I find my way back home? I'm moving through the shadows.
Come to a section of the walk adjacent to, I think it's called Strutter Wood, just there. It's this part of the walk. It's quite strange when you see cars hearing past you. Look, I'll just show you. You're at the same eye level as the wall. You just hope that those drivers are observant when you're walking past. Okay, this is part of the walk where you walk alongside the National Trust car park, which is here, and you have to cross the road into, I think it's called Low Crag Wood. I do love this section of the walk. Often it's in the winter or February, March time, it's normally really still quite green, but you get the occasional, well, quite a lot of ice patches on all these elements here against the wall. Fantastic place. Quite eerie at times. Right. A good signpost which marks where you turn right to go over to the Marymount Hotel for a drink. It was quite busy. We've been here in autumn where they often, well, they do feed the birds, and you can get red squirrels here late in the year. All right, cheers. £6.60 that pint was. £6.60. Nearly as dear as price in London. Really busy in here today. Really busy. Often when I come here and there's one or two people here. Right, just drink this and then I'll be on my way. Right, all refreshed? Let's get back on the walk. Right, if you do stop at the Marymount Hotel, you do have to cross the road again, go back on the path we were on earlier, and try not to get knocked over. So this is I guess Lodore Hotel, and Lodore Falls just behind there. There is a famous poem actually. Is it this section of the walk you really need to walk along the road? It's probably the only section where you need to, there isn't really a path as such. Right, this part of the walk, which is marked Cannon Dub on the OS map, you turn right, make your way over to Chinese Bridge, which is just over there. It's hard to believe, but this is part of the walk. Often in the winter or if there's a really wet spell, it's under properly up 2 feet of water. I've walked along here, a ruined pair of boots actually, where the water is 2 feet high. But today it's bone dry. Bone dry.
Tonight, lose heart, you make it. Just look up the skies, the living come fly into the world. Come fly into the world. Blue skies, blue skies. Baby, know you're gonna make it. Blue skies, blue skies. Baby, know you're gonna make it. Remember what I told you. Forget what people say. Don't live in past regret, 'cause that was only yesterday. Lose heart, I know you'll make it. Just look up the skies, the living come fly into the world. Come fly into the world. Blue skies, blue skies.
Right, we're probably halfway around the walk now. We're just walking along a section of the walk's called Park Nab on the OS map. Right, it's 9k into the walk. Just come over Chinese Bridge. Start to make our way back to Keswick. You can just see, probably not so much in this camera, but just there, Falcon Crag. We walked along there before we went to the Marymount Hotel. So it's another one of my favourite joints to stop along the way. Fantastic. Look at the gnats at the moment. There's thousands of them. Little buggers. They'll eat me alive if I stopped here. Right, so I better carry on. Oh! I've walked along the shore to get to there, but there is a path coming from Chinese Bridge. We don't need to walk along the shoreline. Why stopping here then? Is there any bugs here? Hello fella, you arrived just with me? I think I might go over there. You see that crag there? I think I might have lunch over there. Often if you sit for lunch, you often get a few ducks come away. I think they're quite tame, these ones. Good looking fella, ain't you? Where's your partner? Right, we've just finished our lunch. And now we're coming to another one of my favourite stops along the walk. This is another good stop for lunch. Often stop here as well. Christ, it's 3:15 now. I think we started about 10. And we've done just under 10k. So what's that? Just over 6 miles. In late summer, this part of the walk, these are known as the boat houses. You get some fantastic flowers here. Really colourful. But not at the moment. So we're coming up to, I think it's Brandywell Bay. It's another quite famous section of the walk. Teddy in the window. I've been along here before, and these postcards have filled this shack. I don't think that the current owner is as keen. Here he is, look. Teddy in the window. One of the good things about this walk is that if you ever get tired, your legs start aching, there's a number of locations like that landing stage there where you can get the boat back to Keswick. Right, it's at this part of the walk where there's actually two paths you can take back. One, which is on the left, which is the higher path, and this one here, which follows the shoreline. I want to carry on with this path, following the shoreline. A little further on, I'm now approaching what's called Victoria Bay on the US map. And again, it's quite a famous landmark, this is, because we just spin around. Some hands here. Good spot for a photo. But normally these, well, I'd say normally, they were originally placed just between those trees there. I think over one winter, the water got so high, pushed them along to this bank here, and no one's moved them back. This is another good spot, and one that I often stop at for a coffee. One thing I hadn't mentioned is that this section going back towards Keswick is part of the Cumbrian Way. So there's been many feet walk along this section. You get two choices here. You can go left out of that gate, which is probably slightly quicker, or carry on, which again follows the contour of the lake shore. It's probably a bit longer, but the reason I'm taking this way is that there's what I say is a lovely tree which is in the right conditions, quite photogenic. So this section on the US map named Otterbeeld Bay, and just turn you back and show you. This little island here is, see it right in the distance? Otterbeeld island. Quite surprising. Looks like those two boats are having a race. My mind's on the far distance one. But that tree I spoke about, obviously not today, but just ahead of us here. It probably looked rubbish in this camera. Well, this action camera anyway, but this tree here, it's a great little spot. Normally you would take it from this angle with Blencathra in the background. Another landmark on the walk around Derwent Water. This seat, which is carved out of a trunk. This has been here years. It's got 2002 on there. Right, if we'd have taken that high path I mentioned a lot earlier in the walk, we would have came down on this path. So if you want to do cat bowls, as most people know, you'd follow that path up there. So we've done just under 14k at the moment, about 8 miles. By my calculation, just over 2.5 to go. So we come to this section of the walk, which is, the bay is called Derwent Bay. I often think when I get to this stage of the walk, not far now, and yet it still takes a while. It still takes a while. I'm not sure with doing the Derwent Water round is very popular. Obviously there's other lakes you can walk around. We've done the Old Waterway a couple of times. We've done that in one big hit, 21 miles. It took us over 12 hours to do that. It's probably about a year and a half ago. And we've also done the same walk, Old Waterway, in 2 walks. 2 sort of 10.5 mile stints. And I've just turned back on myself, and you can actually just see cat bowls there and the path going up there, quite a distinctive path. Very, very popular walk, that one, very popular. But still a nice climb. Another good spot on the walk near Lingholm. As you can see all these llamas. I think they're being fed at the moment. We're now coming up to another one of my favourite stopping places for a nice coffee, which is here, Lingholm. It's also got a very nice garden. Just making our way past Derwent Bank. Look at them bloody bugs in there. Oh my god, I'm not sure you pick it up in this camera, but Yeah, don't follow that path, it's private. One for Derek to explore. Right, another little bit of road section here. There's a good path. Making our way back to, well, back towards Portinscale. Right, this is part of the walk you need to cross over because the path ends. Now, you want to see this public footpath over here, down here. It's a wonderful little road this is. It says private, but it's not. It is, you can walk down there. But it's called Millionaire's Row, some lovely houses down there. Fantastic houses. Which leads to a nice pub as well. Another great little coffee stop. Right, this part of the walk we need to turn right. Another famous landmark on this walk, this particular bridge. Right, dearly paying it back to Keswick. Still on the Cumbrian Way, but just at the end of this road, you can either go back towards Keswick, you make your way back to Car that way, or go left. I tend to go left. So we're now back at the car park where I started the walk this morning. So instead of coming back along the path that way, we went left and through the park into Keswick and follow the shoreline path on the left hand side all the way around. Right, so we're back at the car now. I think that took us, it's 7 hours. It's now 5 o'clock. We started at 10. Yep, 7 hours. And just over 18 kilometres, which is about just over nearly 10 miles, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's something different this time. Hopefully it didn't put a few people off. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, which will be FL. See ya.